Hello, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Sunny Florida, 84 degrees.
84 degrees. We are here in Bonita Springs at Senior Housing News Sales and Marketing Summit. And we decided to be a little wild and do the living room webinar live from Bonita Springs. So if you hear noise behind us, it's because we picked one of the noisiest spots to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited that we're here. We love a live webinar. This is only the second time.
Second, yeah, I think
live.
so.
So you guys are in for a special treat. We have some amazing guests again here in Bonita Springs for the Senior Housing News Sales and Marketing Conference. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for spending 30 minutes of your day with us. We've got some really exciting guests to talk about what they've learned at the conference, what they're focusing on for 2025. We've learned a lot today with the session so far. It's been a great conference.
Yeah, so today we are going to do things a little bit different. Typically, we've got some segments that you're familiar with, data, the more you know, but today we are just doing special guests that are here with us at this conference. And so we are excited to welcome the very first guest. Let's give it up for Michelle Anderson. Come on down to the living room. Here she is.
We all got our sunglasses on because it's sunny, but it's time for business.
Let me tell you.
Time for business.
Yep.
Well, fun fact, we actually were on site with you and your team last week.
Yeah.
Shout out Sarah Henderson and Jess from our team and your amazing team for putting on a great conference.
Oh, goodness. They were absolutely amazing supporting us. We could not have done it without their help. They were our biggest cheerleaders in the room.
Love that.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Are you having a good conference so far?
It's been wonderful.
Good.
And absolutely wonderful.
Other
So-
than the beautiful weather that we're having.
and now we're inside.
We're inside. We are inside.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you've learned so far. What are the main things you're going to take back to your
Oh,
team?
goodness. Learned so much already just in the first day. It has been really phenomenal. I think one of the things that struck me the most was a conversation in the opening session with one of your featured guests in a few minutes.
Ooh, little teaser.
I know, right? And we were talking about how today's residents were the adult children of 15 years ago. And I would even say 20 and 25 years ago.
Sure.
I've been in this industry I just aged myself, didn't I?
We didn't hear
25
that. You're
years
good.
ago.
Yeah.
Last
You're
century.
only 30 years old.
Oh,
so
right.
yeah.
Right. So when I think about that consumer and the comment was made, they know what they want
Right.
because they've been through this with their parents. And I think even more so, they know what they don't want. They know the things that they don't want. And so as an industry, how are we evolving in that? And then you keep going through the sessions that I've attended today, and what I find interesting is that we're still talking about some of the same things
Right.
that we were talking about. Now, CRMs have evolved. My first CRM was a 3-ring binder with alphabetized inquiry sheets. We've
Yeah.
come a long way.
a long way.
Yeah.
And so that there are things that are still driving consumer decisions that are so basic when it comes to customer service, when it comes to building relationship equity, when it comes to how we tour our prospects with a custom experience.
Right.
Those things are the things that still work. And so really with our teams dialing into, if it's not working there, what is that?
Right.
What is that
Right.
hurdle? What is that challenge that the team can't seem to overcome?
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
with the digital world, right? Everyone can find everything online, right?
That's right.
You know all your options
That's
out
right.
there.
That's
Which is a blessing for the consumer in a lot of cases, but
It is.
for the operator, maybe not so much because they have all the options and they can
Right.
get that information.
Right. And it can be overwhelming and very confusing because different communities, different organizations tell their stories different.
Yeah.
And so how are you telling yours?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, sorry, it's gotten a little bit loud in here.
There's a kid going by on a scooter.
You know,
But
we're
this is the living room, you know?
true.
It's a little.
Feels like at home.
Truly, we are in the living room. All right, Michelle, last question.
Sure.
What are you focusing on in 2025? What excites you about this year?
Goodness. Okay, I think there's a lot of possibility for our industry. I think we've seen a turn in the past year in our occupancy growth. And I think as this baby boomer population is on the cusp of
Yeah.
coming in, I think telling our story is the thing that excites me the most. I think that with so much being available to consumers today, how we tell our story matters. And I feel like it is one of the first times in my time in this industry that we have a window of opportunity to get it right. That we have an opportunity to really tell the story of senior living at a time when consumers are going after that
Right.
information. And so how we tell the story is going to, I think, shape the next 10 and 15 years of senior living.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. Well, we can't wait to see you for the rest of the day. We love being with you. Thank you so much for
Right.
joining us in the
Thanks for
living
being in the living room.
Glasses back on.
Go.
Yeah, and have a great session. You're up to teach some people
Session.
something.
Yes, I'm up
So
next.
go do it.
Real
Yeah.
quick, what is your session on? Tell us.
So we are talking about Carvana, the Carvana experience.
Okay,
And if we are moving to a digital sales experience for consumers.
interesting. I bought my truck from Carvana this year.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
So I have a lot of thoughts on this
Okay.
as to where we are in the consumer journey and who's ready for it and who isn't.
Oh my gosh, that's
Love
gonna be a
it.
great session. If you're here, go to that session, look for the content online after. And Michelle, thank you so much for joining, guys.
Thanks for having
Thanks so
me.
much.
All right, this is rapid fire. You guys know the living room. We're gonna keep going.
Get
Next,
bright again. We got another guest. Yeah.
gotta put my
That's fine.
center shades on because you're so.
Shades up.
Ray of
Here's-
sunshine.
Give it up. Welcome, Heather. Welcome to the living room.
Hello,
How are
it's
you?
nice to be here.
Well,
So bright, got
it
to wear
is
shades.
so bright, so bright. You were on a panel today.
I love.
Did you enjoy having that stage time with John LaRisha?
Oh, I loved being on stage with Joanne. I tried to work in the words "Welcome home is great" often,
I love that.
and Jacob
And Jacob, yeah.
Ooh, it's Jacob?
That in.
Yes. What is it?
Like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah, for Jacob.
right.
Yes. Well, your session was amazing. We're so
Yeah.
happy to have you here. And so I'm going to ask you the same types of questions. What stood out to you? What are you taking back to your team? What was one thing we were like, that's coming home with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. There has been so many great things that we talked about today. It's just been a loaded day. But one of the things that stuck out for me was, are we prepared for the next generation of senior? And are we attracting them? Do we have services and activities that are geared towards the next generation of senior? We're not in a bingo world anymore.
Right.
We're not in a happy days and a Fonzie world.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So how do we adapt as an industry to make sure that we are still providing services and things that are entertaining for this generation
Right.
of senior?
What does engagement look like now? Yes.
And dining even.
Yeah.
Because everything, all the expectations are a little bit different because it's the next generation.
Yep.
I'm not going to a senior living community if there's not a wine club. So, you gotta give it the times.
Right? And some
Yeah, I need
places,
cocktails. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
happy hour,
Yeah,
Yeah.
happy hour.
ice cream bars.
I like ice cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could get on board with that. So just making sure that we're adapting
I love
as an
that.
industry.
That's great. And
So next up, right, like thoughts on this year, things that you see out in the future, like when you think about what's happening next, what are things that stand out to you?
Well, so one of the things that was also mentioned that I'm going to take back with me to incorporate this year, I have a very big focus on training.
Mm.
And one of the speakers referenced that, athletes training 10,000 hours for their sports. How many hours are we practicing
Right.
what we're doing in our sport, and are we equipping our sales directors to do the role play, to have the dialogue, whether it be over the phone or in person or even online, and teaching them how to practice.
And are we analyzing that activity in a CRM?
Exactly,
effectively?
exactly. And then that data
There's
is power,
tools, yes.
and partnering to make sure that we are utilizing those things strategically, because every community is different, every market is different, right? And making sure that the community stays a local business.
I love that. And you mentioned that in your session. I thought it was so beautiful. You said that, it's a community, it's a local business.
Right.
And I think when you get down to it that way, you take pride as a community. And I think it's great to hear that we're thinking about the future, and we are so lucky to have you as a customer. You have been in our corner for so long, and we love you dearly.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before you leave the living room?
Welcome home is the greatest. There are no other CRMs in the
Mic
world.
drop moment. You're the best.
It's fabulous.
Yes, we'll have to have you back.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, thanks.
All right.
All right, shades up.
Shades on.
I mean,
She's a
talk about
celebrity.
a stunner.
She's a
Here we
celebrity.
go. The lights are bright. The lights are bright. Yeah. Welcome to the living room in Bonita Springs.
That's right.
It's the happy to be here.
Feels good, right? You like it? Yeah.
I mean, it's not that warm in North Carolina right now, right?
I don't know. I live in South Carolina
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's That's close,
No.
but
It's Carolina.
it's been a little cold and rainy. So it's kind of nice to feel like I'm working and on vacation at the same time.
Yes.
Can we talk about the fact that there are people that came from Canada that came out of negative 19-degree weather down to this 80-degree weather? And I was like, it's 100-degree
Yeah,
swing.
shock to the system.
I don't know that I've gotten over that.
They
yet.
might
That's
be ones that are
why.
really sunburned.
I think
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
The most,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you were on a panel as well. Do you want to talk a
Good.
little bit about what you guys talked about?
Yeah, so we talked about thriving in 25, right? And so it kind of ties to the question you've been asking everyone about our biggest takeaways. And for me, I think the biggest takeaway is that while we're all in agreement that the aging population's growing, so demand is growing, I think we're still all trying to figure it out. We're not sitting back going, there's going to be demand, so this is going to be good. Let's sit back and wait for it to happen. I think everybody's trying to figure it out. And I think agility is going to be so
Yeah.
important, whether it's from how you price your product, how you train your people, what are the care and services that you provide. I think all of those things. So I think the takeaway for me here is really exciting because everyone's trying to figure it out. We're all in it. We're all trying to figure it out. And we're here sharing. And people
Yeah.
are pretty openly sharing, which doesn't always happen at conferences. People would try to keep their secret sauces to themselves sometimes.
You.
But I think that they're kind of sharing.
Do you do that thing where you're like, this is mom's recipe and I'm gonna tell you, but maybe leave a couple of things out just to, keep it safe?
If it's a really
Yeah,
recipe, I
I
have
get
to
it.
be a little coy.
right.
I
I gotta get to know them a little bit better. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I think it's cool too.
see the industry be successful. though.
Yes.
I do
Yep.
want to see, and especially salespeople in our industry. I want to
Yes.
see them be successful.
Yeah,
The sales can be considered sometimes a bit of a dirty word, and I don't see it that way. We're here to help people navigate a very tough, emotional, and important decision, right?
yep, absolutely.
I always say, and I'm not from the industry. I was brought into the industry by John LaRusha and we've known each other and I've learned so much from you. But the one thing I always say is the sales directors at these communities are they're angels. They are patient, they're empathetic. It's unlike any other sales job that's out there in this world. So absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And 2025,
Yeah,
we're looking into the
2025.
new year. I know you and I have talked
Beyond.
a lot.
I mean, yeah,
2027.
the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's happened at this conference is it has kind of confirmed for me that one of the things that we're really focused on at the Arbor Company is lead capture.
Okay.
And I talked about that a little bit in the panel. We can do a lot of great things in terms of great discovery and giving a great tour and great follow-up. But if we're not capturing the leads when they're coming to us and reacting quickly, because that's what the consumer wants. They want to know,
Right.
I'm going to get somebody who's going to respond to me right away. If we're not doing that, they're moving on
Yep.
and we're losing them.
Yep.
And because so many of those leads come in front door or they come in on the telephone, you may not even know they came as the sales director. You may not even know you lost them.
Right.
And so really focusing on that lead capture. And in one of the sessions I was just in, it talked about the called-ins and the walk-ins, longest length of stay,
Right.
Mhm.
most likely to convert. And so that kind of confirmed for me, yes, that focus on meeting that customer the minute they're looking for us is the right thing to do. So that's going to be the focus for me at the Arbor Company this year. One of many,
I
and an
love
important
that.
one.
Yeah, but yeah,
no,
we're in
it's
this
so
world
fantastic.
where you can get everything at the tip of your fingertips right away, right? And that's what the consumer wants. So I love that you said that because if they don't get a response from you and somebody else responds, that's where they're going to tour, right?
That's
To
right.
their slump.
And we can do a lot of things. I think often I started my career in banking and I'll never forget the day that our senior vice president came walking in and said, hey, we're getting ready to come out with this thing. It's going to be this machine where customers are able to go up to this machine. And they're going to be able to check and see what their balances are. They're going to be able to make deposits. They're going to make withdrawals. And me and some of the people who work for me were like, oh, that will never work. That'll never work. People take their money very personally. They want to work with their personal financial advisor. They're not going to do that. Well, when's the last time you went to an ATM versus going into a bank?
Right.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
going to ATMs
Yep.
anymore
Yeah.
because we just use debit cards for everything or credit cards. But
people don't go in the bank anymore. If they need cash, they're
So
to the
true.
ATM.
Yeah.
And we thought that was a joke. It would never work. So, I mean, what's yet to happen for senior living, right?
All right, I got a question from the chat.
Ooh.
When discussing care and services, do you discuss medical services, result speeds, precision medicine? Is that part of the discussion? That's a question. I'm not sure I fully understand. If you want to read it, you can down there.
Question for Kelly. I'm gonna assume that's lab result speeds.
I think so.
Precision medicine. I
Yep.
would say, you know, whenever we have any type of care or medical type questions, if a salesperson can answer it, they answer it.
Yep.
If they can't, we always say, we will get the information that we can for you or point you in the right direction as quickly as we can.
Yep.
Because we don't want to give bad information, but we want to try to be as helpful as we can be.
Oh, I use that with my support team. It's if you answer quickly, even if you don't have the answer and you say, I'm gonna get that for you, just hang on. They just want a response.
Yes.
And to know that you're working on it, which
Right. Well, if somebody's asking those types of questions of you, then I think you've demonstrated that you could be a trusted advisor to them.
Right.
They
Right.
trust you now, they're gonna ask you questions. So now as that trusted advisor, you're gonna do what you can to try to get them the answers that they want.
So great.
any final parting
Yeah,
words for
final
our
thoughts.
audience?
Great to be here at the conference. Great to be with my friends from Welcome Home. Been friends for a long time and I appreciate you having me on.
You brought your whole regional team, didn't you?
I did. I came to this conference last year and I felt like there was a lot of value. And what better place to bring your
Right, it's not
down
bad.
to
It's
Sunny.
not bad.
Right. And you get people that can tag team all the different sessions and you can get together and do the notes, which I know you and your
Yes,
girls do.
exactly.
Amazing.
Divide and conquer.
So if you're thinking about bringing your regional team next year, Kelly says do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Thank you so much. for
Thanks,
being here,
Kelly.
Kelly.
Guys,
Have a
thanks
great
for
rest of the
listening.
conference. All right.
All right,
He doesn't have, well, he's got glasses on.
these are glasses.
Not so.
Final guest.
Come on. in.
Come on in. Welcome to the living room. Hey.
Getting booed over here.
Oh, you're getting woo.
No, there's hecklers for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Some of the people that are closest to you are sometimes just the meanest.
So true.
You have a CSM that she works for me and she's not nice all the time. So
She's the best. I have nothing bad to say about Ryan.
Ryan.
Shout out Ryan.
Shout out
Shout out
Ryan Lee.
Ryan.
If you haven't met her, please meet her. She's literally the best human. She's our director of customer success. She's standing right off camera here, so we had to shout her out.
Yeah.
She's on the side of the living room.
Just
She's here, yeah.
Yeah, she's like production crew.
Yep.
Well, there's nothing like going left
Dividing.
and having all the
Yep.
good answers taken.
Well, also you just spoke, right?
Just, yeah.
Like truly came off the stage and came to the living.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, first, thank you. That's a lot of
Yes,
them
we
for asking
appreciate
a lot.
It's nothing for you guys any.
We owe you a drink at the cocktail hour this afternoon.
I will
Yeah.
collect or two.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, happy hour at 5, right?
Happy hour at 5 for the Welcome Home customers if you're here.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about your panel or your discussion that you just had.
Well, Senior Sign had me on to, we along with Chrissy, and we were talking about move-in, like handling the move-in experience.
Okay.
Efficiently, effectively, communication with the teams. Also some of the customer service challenges that come along with just our current move-in
What
environment.
customer service channel?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you feel like it was a good panel?
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a very productive discussion.
Amazing. I'm sad I wasn't there. We were setting up, but
Hey,
we'll catch the recording on the way out.
or not.
Any other sessions that you've been able to attend, some that stood
Yeah.
out to you? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a great marketing, and I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but we had a marketing discussion earlier. And it was great to talk about, because last year this time we were talking about AI and how we're going to use it.
Sure, yeah.
And it was like a lot of speculation.
Mhm.
And now it's here and we still haven't exactly adopted it just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's some really good discussions about different ways and different ideas that people are utilizing it. And it's not initially what everyone thought, like.
Wait, AI hasn't fixed every problem that we
We
thought
don't
it
have
was?
robots working in all the communities?
I'm so shocked.
I'm pretty sure I'll be out of a job next year, but we'll wait.
Yeah, stay tuned, stay tuned.
Dude, I'm not.
I have speculation.
on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
yet, But
We'll
yeah,
see.
AI is a challenge. I think it will be for a while. I
Yeah.
think we'll continue having conversations and find ways, but our industry is so relational. It's so person-based. So, at Welcome Home, when we look at AI, we're trying to find ways to make the sales team more efficient so that they can
Yes.
spend the time doing what they need to do.
Yes,
It's not gonna email and call your prospects for you. You gotta do that. You need that human touch.
absolutely.
But let's make our sales teams more efficient.
Yeah, and to that, I think, one of our biggest things is we have this database full of customers that we haven't been able to get back to, because you get so many leads per month.
Yes,
And
yes.
the next thing you know, 4 or 5 months have passed. And what about that person that we said we are going to call back 3 months ago?
Right.
Right.
So that's where we're trying to figure out automations, AI, and there was a lot of good discussion on that today.
I love that. Yeah, and that's the thing, we're getting inundated by leads from a digital experience, and I always say it's the shiny object that people chase, and we forget about people who've been in our database that might be ready. to
Yeah.
move now.
Exactly. And lead volumes increasing, but lead quality has
Right.
has taken. So if we have people that we know we're looking at one point, how do we get them re-engaged? And that's a big focus for us.
Absolutely. I love that. And I love that you're thinking about automations and ways to take it out of the salespeople's hands. So it's just kind of served up for the prospect and they'll re-engage. And if they do, salesperson will be there.
And it really is those tools, right? Like, what can we do incrementally? How can we give these tools to our teams to increase efficiency? So it just makes their process better.
I feel like that's what AI for senior living was made for.
Yeah.
We just had to figure out how to hone everything properly. And you guys have been great with working with us for automation ideas, and you guys are critical to that.
You have brought us amazing ideas. I mean, I
I mean,
think,
that's the beauty of partnership.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
we're both learning together.
oh my gosh, that's, I always say our customers can tell us how to build a CRM better than I could ever imagine. And
Oh.
so, the automation efficacy report, chef's kiss.
There's
Thank you.
there's literally no one faster to implement ideas than Welcome Home. You
Oh.
guys are amazing.
Well, when they're good ideas, it's easy to implement them, right?
Shout out product and debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're little unsung heroes.
Right.
Real
And
MVPs.
they hated every moment of that shout out.
Yep, they did. They sure did, but they deserve it.
They do,
Yes.
they do. All right, so Steven, what's one thing you're taking back to the teams? You have I know Carrie's with you, and I know
Yeah.
you guys are probably tag teaming like Kelly and her team, so what's one thing that you're excited about to implement when you get home?
Well, there's a lot of exciting vendor conversations that have been had with some interesting technology ideas. So those are things that we're looking at. I think, like I mentioned, a lot of those ideas about how to utilize the automations and AI, we'll definitely be moving pretty quickly on that.
Yeah.
We're always looking out to make the product better. I love the transparency from all the other operators that are here, and the fact that they have been so willing to share. I've heard some great ideas that I'm not gonna specify exactly, but
Love that.
there are a couple of things that we might go back and see if we can.
It's like people having these like side conversations,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
finding these little spots and then just sharing.
Yeah, or just
ideas.
talking too loud and then.
Right, like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think that it's important too. It's the vendors, right? And we have a ton of vendors that are in this space, that are coming in the space, that are doing amazing things. And are doing it best in class of their, which is what Welcome Home has chosen to do, be best in class CRM. And I think there's so many great tools out there to help increase efficiency, like we talked about, and some really great companies out there. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, you guys are one of them.
Oh, thank you. So it's not pandering, I promise.
Yeah, hey.
Also, you probably heard our sales VP Teddy just walked by and like screamed. So shout out Teddy.
Yeah, shout out
He
Teddy.
was
He's-
here. You probably heard him.
He moved through the living room and off to somewhere.
He did not pay me to do this. So.
Oh, well, okay, 2025.
Yep,
What's your
we're
focus?
ahead.
We're
Yeah,
ahead.
1 year, 5 years. What do you got?
Like,
What's on the
what's on the horizon for
Yes.
specifically, or well, we're definitely focused on growth. So we're looking into some different types of growth opportunities. That's exciting for us.
Love that.
I talked about this on the panel. For so long, companies played defense after COVID. Everyone's to defense, like,
Yeah.
let's tighten things up, let's make paperwork, all the different fences that we built to protect
A
ourselves.
lot of reactive.
It's a lot of reactions. So now it's, being sales forward, you always want to go back to offense. And I think that's a big part of our focus, just getting that offensive mindset
That's right.
back
Yep.
to the field. So that's one thing we're doing. Our training, we want to do bigger, better, more robust training, dynamic ideas, implementing some of these new things that we've heard. So I think we have a lot of big plans, and I think hopefully we have a lot of exciting announcements this year. That's right.
That's amazing. And shout out to, I just need to shout out my support team. We have a Welcome Home certification course coming up to help you guys with your training. You can
Oh,
make
sweet.
people get Welcome Home certified.
Perfect. I'm going to my regional director of sales
Carrie.
because
Yes.
he likes that. He likes certification.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's sitting with a few of our cab members right now, and we're gonna roll it out, but hopefully it's something that'll help you guys achieve some of those goals.
Sure.
We're so excited to see where you guys go in 2025 and beyond. You guys are amazing partners, again, thought partners, but also just in general, like you make us better every day. And we're so thankful for your partnership and for spending some time, again, right
Yeah.
off stage, coming and hanging out with us in the living
We
room.
always look for you guys, wherever you guys make every room more comfortable. I always tell,
Thank
I
you.
always tell John, the culture of Welcome Home is, that's something for every company to aspire to.
Thank you so much. That's so kind.
Yeah.
Shout out, welcome home.
That's
You're
right.
the team. Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you so
All
much,
right. How
Steven.
you guys?
We'll see you
We
soon.
got happy hour
Yep.
later.
Yeah.
on.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah,
Amazing. That was
there we go.
invigorating.
I love
Like
this.
that was fantastic. This was so fun. Every single one of our customers we love, but thank you to Kelly, to Michelle, to Steven, to Heather, to our production crew, Marissa behind the scenes, to my lovely co-host, Chris.
The ghost,
We
Emily.
love each other and we love all of you. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Definitely check out the Senior Housing News Sales and Marketing Conference. If you haven't come this year, check it out next year. Welcome Home will definitely be here again next year. Hopefully it'll be in another sunny tropical place where we can get tan and
Yeah.
not worry about 30
Yeah.
degrees in Atlanta.
And like Emily mentioned, we've got some exciting things coming up from Welcome Home. So stay tuned. If you're not already following us on LinkedIn, do that. Link, follow, subscribe, all those fun
Hit
things.
that subscribe button.
Also shout out to this. We actually have previous episodes of Living Room Webinar that are on Vimeo. And so that we can go back and learn some really cool things about features that we've released.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you knew that was available, but it sure is. So, yep. Again, thanks to everybody that has been on the living room today. We appreciate you so much.
And we're not coming back to Atlanta. So,
No,
We're gonna-
I live in Florida and we're
oh,
still here.
I'm staying. Send the husband and the dog.
Let's
Hi,
go.
guys.
See everybody.
Good one.